That is the nature of the beast that we're dealing with. We are dealing with an unregulated industry. We are dealing with an industry which we believe has been neglected for many years. And we are dealing with a power block that can do as they please because they have relegated artists and actors in this industry to the position of beggars.
Unfair contractual agreements, poor remunerations, unfair treatment by producers, poor oversight by channel, and bullying and intimidation. Veteran actress Vatiswa Ndara sent out a tweet that exposed the whole television and film industry in South Africa. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel TV Scoop Entertainment, where we bring the latest scoop in South Africa. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure that you do so and that you hit that notification bell for more TV Scoop Entertainment videos. Guys, this is going to be a 3-part series exposing the television and film industry in South Africa. Attached to the tweet that Vatiswa Ndara sent was a letter, an open letter to the Minister of Arts and Culture in South Africa. So the letter is 6 pages long and we all got to read it. I had to read it several times so that I can get the gist of what's really going on. So the letter noted the following, that the independent production house Ferguson Films sent her an email job offer for season 3 of Igazi. Remember that she stars as Nomarashia in Igazi. So the email noted that 110k will be paid to her before tax for the 5 weeks that she is expected to be on set. She then went on to say that the agent would then have to get its commission from the 110k, and judging by that, that will not be enough for everyone to get a cut. She further went on to tell the minister that they're expected to do up to 18 scenes a day. So I would say that their normal working hours is basically about 10 to 12 hours or even more. And when it comes to repeat broadcast licensing deals, repackaging ideas, they get nothing out of that. And mind you, Igazi is one of the top 10 rated soapies in multi-choice, so it is a big deal. A lot of people are watching these shows. So after this tweet was sent out, you can see that there were a lot of people who had a different perspective when it came to that. Others were saying, girl, you getting 110k for 5 weeks. That seems like a lot of money. Actress Remy Chweni went on to say, here lies the remains of Vatiswa Ndara's acting career that died on 7th of October 2019. Good luck, Vatiswa, as you pursue your career in engineering, teaching or whatever. It's been real, boo. Then Shabandov went on to say that, guys, if you really want to take this thing back, then do know that we need to go as far back as Kodesa, because that's where things started being messed up. So this user went on again to say that actually the Ferguson's films, they found the industry like that. So guys, as you can see from these tweets, people have mixed views. Others are like calling the Fergusons black capitalists. Others are like, no, they're actually not black capitalists. This is how the industry has been. Just that you guys are coming to terms of what's really happening in the industry at this very moment. One other actress who went on to express her opinions with regards to the Ferguson films is Keke Mputi, who tweeted the following, that finally y'all don't even know half the trauma I went through because of the Fergusons, because I was pregnant, and even before, when I was earning below minimum on 2 productions I played lead role on, then I find out they're trying to get me blacklisted. Look at God. So for Keke, she's more on the celebrating side that finally someone is speaking against the Fergusons film production company. So I will be covering Keke Mputi's story on my part 2 series of South African television and film industry exposed. So stay tuned for that video. The Minister Nathi Mthethwa then went on to acknowledged receipt of that open letter. So that's very interesting. And guess what? They had a conference call. That's very interesting. So Vatiswa went on to media platforms in South Africa to express her views and allegations that she mentioned on that open letter to the Minister Nathi Mthethwa. So the following are clips from the SABC News, from a show on Moja Love, as well as a show on 94.7 radio station. Take a look at this.
Veteran actress Vatiswa Ndara has made shocking allegations of actors being abused and unfair treatment by production houses in South Africa. In an open letter addressed to the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, Nathi Mthethwa, Ndara details some of the unfair labor practices, poor remuneration, poor working conditions, and unfair treatment by producers and others. The tweet has sparked a huge conversation on social media, with some saying that this exploitation has been happening for years now. Earlier here on the show, earlier we spoke to Vatiswa herself, and we began by asking her what exactly is happening in the industry.
I think there's a hint that you know, but I think there needs to be more awareness. And when I say that, I'm referring to such things as when you hear that, oh, the actor or this artist has died without anything, we have to collect money. And so that already indicates that there is something wrong. Why is it that every time an artist dies, they don't have money? So it's always been there, and it's not getting any better. So what people need to know is that we don't live the glitz and glamorous life. It's really not that at all. We work very long hours, and most of the time we don't get paid, I think, what's due to us. I mean, in 2019, I'm still being offered rates of 2005. Yeah. So for us, it's almost as if inflation and cost of living, those things are not considered, and you have to make do with the little that you got during that one production. We don't get salaries.
But as much as you say, I mean, we've read previously a lot about artists not being paid accordingly. It's not necessarily a new thing.
Yeah.
What makes you talk only now?
And I'm angry at myself for that, because I think we allow it because we are scared of not getting the next loaf of bread. We've always been raising things, but also we ask ourselves, who are we going to run to? Because sometimes when you go to your agent, the agent will like, oh, stop it, you know. And are you going to go to channel? You sometimes get to go to channel because you think they're going to be on the side of the producer.
And also, when one looks at the letter that you posted on Twitter yesterday, it talks about a certain amount of money, 110,000, for 5 weeks. And a lot of people were coming out to say, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Vatiswa, this is a lot of money.
Yeah. I
want you to school us a bit and break it down for us as to what is entailed in such contracts, and why do you deem it an insult, so to say?
110,000 Rand before tax, that's not a salary. It's a once-off payment for that 5 weeks. Let's take someone who hasn't worked maybe in 2 years, and this offer comes. The agent will take the commission, it will be taxed, and you're left with whatever, maybe less than 80,000 Rand. You now have to patch up the 2 years that you haven't been working and try and catch up to this amount now, and thinking beyond what's going to happen after the 5 weeks. So for me, it was a case of, I really can't take this kind of money anymore, because we're the ones who get flack when papers write about our financial situations, how we can't do this. We get laughed at. It's a whole lot to deal with, emotionally, psychologically, and it touches at your self-esteem. So getting this amount, what is it going to do for you? Would you rather then not work and know that you don't have money, so that when your creditors come, you say, I'm not working, rather than, but you've been working, how come you don't have money? And it's not because people are mismanaging. The money's just not enough.
So are you worried that there might be some level of victimization going forward, because you've spoken out regarding this issue? Your colleague Ramichuene tweeted something last night, and a lot of people, I think, they sort of misread what she was saying, but I think what she was basically saying is that rest in peace to your career.
Yes.
Now that you've spoken out, you're never going to get any gigs going forward. Are you worried as Vatiswa Ndara, as you're sitting here this afternoon?
I thought about it. I thought about it, and I knew that I'm stepping into very hostile territory, so to speak. And I thought, what's the worst? I feel that I'm already blacklisted whilst I'm working already. So you're already used to this, and I've made peace with it. I've made peace.
So you
with what's
do know that it might happen that
yes,
this is the
yes.
last of you?
No. I've made peace with it. I've had to have that conversation with myself.
What are you hoping for this time?
I hope something will really be done this time. I reached out to the minister because I feel he has the power to call upon things to happen. I'm calling on him to, because it's something that comes from different levels. Even labor, the labor department should be coming into this, because we're talking about working conditions and everything else. So I reached out to the minister because he's the one person I feel can talk and get things moving and start the discussion.
So as it is now, my favorite character, no Marashia, no more. It's not going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know if the show is going on, but from what I see, it's definitely going on without me.
That is the nature of the beast that we're dealing with. We are dealing with an unregulated industry. We are dealing with an industry which we believe has been neglected for many years. And we are dealing with a power block that can do as they please, because they have relegated artists and actors in this industry to the position of beggars.
Your first question. Yeah. This is what has happened. Ikazi was going to come back season 3. It looks like it has been cancelled because the actors refused to legitimize exploitation.
I love all of it.
Because we're now going into season 3, you want to offer us money that's less than season 1.
My God.
And yeah, that's what the industry has become, and people dictate to. This is what, there's no, let's sit down.
There you have it, guys, from the legendary actress herself, telling us that, guys, you know, when artists dies, we normally collect money. Why do we have to do so? Because we are not remunerated enough, but we are overworked. The 110k offer by the Ferguson films, it's not enough. She did mention that, you know, she tried to negotiate with the channel, the production house, the broadcaster. Nothing is being done. So that is the harsh reality faced by artists. The artists themselves have had enough, and they are no longer going to legitimize expectation by production houses.
I don't understand how. Maybe he means in that they found the system rotten as it is, and when they got there, they realized that there's really not much that we can do. Let's join in, because this is too big for us to handle. Maybe he's coming from that point, but I think they had a platform to make, even if it's the slightest thing, to change it. They had that power by being in that position, you know. Because they've been on both sides.
Yeah.
They've been there, they know what the struggles are. So this was their opportunity to say, we are not going to do this. We're going to make slight changes in our productions, not wait for channel. Maybe they could have done things on their productions slightly different. So I kind of understand where he's coming from, but
are you disappointed in it?
I am. I am. I mean, when I started working with them, season 1 of Ikazi, we were also excited. When we heard, in fact, when at some point it was mentioned that, the budget, I even gave 3 calls. I gave them 2 free calls. We were like, yay, we are so behind these guys. We want this to work. And I said to my agent, the last 2 calls, I'm going to do them for free. So over time, it's just been the attitude has just changed.
That was Vatiswa expressing her viewpoint on the Ferguson films finding the system already rotten. So she does express that she is disappointed that the Ferguson films actually went on to do the alleged things that she said about them. The Ferguson films then went on to release a statement on the 9th of October 2019. noting the following, that they agree with the actress 100% that the industry should be regulated and that the performance protection bill should be signed sooner than later. So at least they're agreeing on one thing. However, the statement went on to note other stuff that they do not agree on and that they consider them as defamation of character coming from the veteran actress Vatiswa Ndara. And there was one other interesting stuff on this statement, guys, and it read that they do not own the shows. They only produce under commission and they have no right to say in what happens past the final delivery to the broadcaster. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought the Ferguson Films owned Igazi, The Gift, the Imposter, Unmarried, The Throne, The Queen, Rockville. I thought they owned it all, but it turns out that they do not own those shows. Okay, they also made a very interesting point to say that they offered Vatiswa Ndara 110k and then her agency was like, nope, we are not expecting anything less than 700k. So the Ferguson film moved on to another person. Oh, they moved on, okay, allegedly. So that's about it, you guys. So now you had the story from Vatiswa Ndara as well as from the Ferguson Films themselves, and this is what they had to say. So I wonder what's going to happen next. Ferguson Films is already taking legal action, so let's wait and see what's gonna happen next, guys. This was part 1 of South African television and film industry exposed. Watch out for part 2 of South African television and film exposed. And do let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this situation? Is Vatiswa Ndara correct or are the Fergusons correct? Do let me know in the comment section down below, what do you feel about this situation? How has it affected you? And guys, I'm gonna need you to do 3 things for me. It's either you're gonna like this video or dislike it, hit the notification bell as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, see you on another TV Scoop entertainment video. Goodbye.